Hey there guys, this is Tyler. Welcome back to another stream. Hello. Oh, anyway. Hello Lemon Spring. You can finally comment. Hey, subscribed for a month I see. Hello Geekling Squad. Hello Zawar Pumpkin Water is up. Back here because I'm in a really nostalgic FNAF mood. Like I went for a really 2015 FNAF rabbit hole yesterday. It's been ages. Hey, oh yeah, you're an OG. What's up? What's up, dude? I do recognize you. It has been a while. What the fuck? Anyway, hello. How are you guys doing today? How are y'all doing? I'm a Blender FNAF accuracy person now. Probably not even an artist. I'm doing fine. Nice. I'm doing okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so today we're going to be doing part 5 to the by Matpat, hosted by Matpat. So why is Post Shift 2 actually the best FNAF game? Oh boy, spongy with these titles. Anyway, so basically, Matpat finally retired. It was an emotional video in my personal opinion, and Scoot Cawthon at the very fucking end. But yeah, we're gonna continue part 5 of the stream series. I try to watch 4 of these in a stream, 4 videos a stream, because yeah. You just have stuff to do later. I will not lie, it was hard fighting by this. I'm not saying the newest patch actually. Mission 2 and B93 so far. I'm not saying the newest patch actually be kind of good. Dare I say Angel? Interesting. I sent a replay stream. Anyway. So yeah. Oh shit. My mic cut out. Fuck. Anyway. I think we should just get straight in, guys. How about you? Alright, so August 5th, 2018. So this is post. Oh yeah, this is like part 2 to a... This is part 2 to a 2-parter. Because we left it off on a cliffhanger last stream. Oh boy. So, yeah. Okay. So, game theory, FNAF. This is the end. FNAF Ultimate Custom Day. And that is complete bullshit. Until a few years later. The final FNAF theory, right? So yeah. Let's gotta make sure the audio is good. Oh fuck. Stream connection. No. Okay. FNAF final, am I right? No! No! Anyway. Hold on. What the hell? Final, am I right? Just testing the audio. It keeps buffering for me. Is it buffering for you guys? No. What the hell? This sounds like a me issue. God damn it. Anyway. He's everywhere. Who you gonna call? Sunny friend Fred Bear. Spongy, I told you about that, like, a few months ago. I thought you already knew about that because I said it on the server a few months ago. Because we were talking about Kang. I was on that server, too. I was on 39 server when it all happened, too. I was a moderator. Dude, those were like old times, man. That was like 2018. Holy shit, it's been a long time. I didn't even really do anything. I didn't really say much. Well, I didn't even say anything. I just let everybody there do their thing, I guess. I don't know. I had other things I was doing.
Exotic butters.
Exotic butters. It's me.
Hello,
Game
Internet.
Theory.
Welcome to Game Theory, where before we close the book on our final FNAF theory, it's time to open the book on new Back to School merch.
Oh boy. It's funny is I own Matpat merch now, which is like that pink FNAF varsity jacket. Close the book. Oh my god. That stream Phil did was like really good.
Post-summer vacation merch. Anyway, you guys know that I take merch super seriously.
Oh yeah,
This time
you do.
I wanted to try something really different. You guys clearly like mysteries and theories, right? Well, this is, as far as I know, the first ever YouTuber merch that gets totally meta. That's right, I have personally made a real-world mystery for you to solve alongside the
ARG
rest of the
moment.
community hidden inside of this round of merch. This first one isn't too hard. It's about a 5-step treasure hunt, but it's something I'd like to do moving forward with all future merch pushes, so, you know, if this one gets you warmed up, future ones are gonna get real serious. Oh, and of course, there's a real-life reward to the first 100 people who get to the end of this little treasure hunt. They're gonna be in the same group as the people with the golden coins from last merch push, so, you know, rewards are coming. We're keeping track of this stuff. So, where could these clues be hiding? Let me show you what I got. This time we worked with the factory for 4 months to have a specialty fabric made for our t-shirts. This isn't just your typical ink some
How
stuff
many
on a shirt.
steroids would it
all
take to
built
kill
into
Withered
the fabric
Bonnie?
itself. It comes in Genocide Run or Pacifist Run editions. Or you can be
Undertale
a total
moment.
completionist and get both. Also,
Okay.
since it's back
There's a little sneak peek for you guys. I do plan to re-stream Undertale at some point this year. As well as Cuphead and Deltarune and all these games that I play. I already did it with Baldi. But yeah.
Back to school season, we made a new heavier duty backpack. Like, this thing is solid. It is loaded with tons
Story
of
of
pockets and places to store pretty much
Undertale.
everything you own. It is rugged enough to hike up a mountain, or let's be serious, more likely to be loaded down with 5 AP
Eat
textbooks
spaghetti.
and dragged between convention
love
halls and
spaghetti.
Anime Expo. Can do all of those things too. There are new socks to complete your
Oh,
outfits.
boy.
Let's face it,
Put
you
those
never have
dogs
enough
away.
neon green
Woof, woof.
articles of clothing. A pop socket, which, if you're not familiar with them, is the single most useful phone device that you will ever own. You hate dropping your phone on your face at night? Well, now you don't have to. You want to prop up that phone to binge watch some FNAF theories? Pop that socket. You want an easier way to take photos? Sock it to me. Get two and you wrap your headphone cord around it. Seriously, these things are the best. They're so darn simple and they're
Remember when
so
people wore
effective. And what
cords with
back-to-school collection would be complete
earbuds?
without your own Theorist moleskin
I remember
notebook.
those
Now, I know
days.
from meeting you all at conventions that so
Twen-
many of you are either
2018.
artists, writers, or theorists of your own looking for notebooks
Nostalgic
with
for
all your ideas.
2018,
So
what the
this was
fuck?
something that I thought a lot of you would appreciate. It even comes complete with some pages ripped straight out of my own theory brainstorms. All of it works great, it looks great, but most importantly of all, it's gonna make you feel
Yes,
yourself, or you can do it now, because when we started to sell, so go ahead, give it a look. I hope you like what you see, and I cannot
What sexual
wait to see
relationship
you
did
score
Matthew
some
Patrick have with
Game
Frederick
Theory.
von
Now, let's wrap
Fesmerton?
up FNAF, shall we? Even though this is
Show
part 2
headphone
of the
jack.
timeline, we've still got a lot to cover, so in the words of Phil DeFranco,
Let's just jump into it.
when last we left things, we'd covered everything up through the second Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria location.
All
Things
right.
like why the missing children's incident must be the first event of the timeline, the identity of Golden Freddy, why Circus Baby's Pizza World has to come earlier in the timeline than most people expect, and a quick review over
No.
how Michael Afton
No.
is the crying child from FNAF 4. But all
No.
of that left us with a big question. If
No.
Michael Afton is the crying child who gets himself bit, then
No.
how is he able to come back later in the timeline for games like Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator? Well, this is where the books once again come in to give us the solution that no one would have predicted. You see, at the end of FNAF 4, we get the lines, "We are still your friends. Do you still believe that? I will put you back together." We've never actually established who speaks those words. Ultimately, the best guess that we had was the puppet. But here's the thing, it can't be the puppet. Based on this, my final and best timeline of events, William hasn't killed Henry's daughter yet. The puppet isn't possessed yet. Instead, that line is more likely coming from William. It's him making a fateful promise to his dead son. I will put you back together. The thing is, he takes that promise a lot more literally than any of us would have ever suspected.
Yeah, no
He is
shit.
literally promising to physically put his son back together as a robot. And we know from
Robot.
the FNAF novel, The Fourth Closet, that William in that story is obsessed with bringing life to these machines. And even more importantly, we know that in Scott's vision of this world, robots who think they're human and don't realize that they're robots is a real thing. A huge twist at the end of the final FNAF novel is that the main character, Charlie, Henry's daughter, is actually revealed to be one of these sorts of robots. And not just a
That was
single
still a
robot,
dumb
mind you.
twist.
Charlie is one in a series of 4 robots. That's what the title of the book is referencing. She was kidnapped and killed by Afton as a 3-year-old girl, and in his grief over losing his daughter, Henry built 4 robotic versions of her, each one slightly older than the last, implanting each version with memories so that she could grow up just like a normal kid. Quote, Charlie would be a baby, then a little girl, and then a sulky teenager, then at last she would be a woman. She would be finished. Perfect. End quote. It's weird, definitely,
It is.
and it opens up a whole heck of a lot of plot holes in the novel, but I
Oh yeah,
honestly think that this
that's part of why that's part of the reason why the fucking twist is so dumb, in my opinion.
might be what happens to Michael Afton in the games. Clearly, he dies during the bite of 83. The
It's just
survival
messy
logbook
writing.
confirms this over and over and over again. That is locked in. But Michael is
Bully
literally
lock.
rebuilt by Afton, put back together
2018.
by William. The books allude to it, it fits with the timeline, and most importantly of all, it explains why he doesn't die after getting scooped in Sister Location.
I should be dead, but I'm not.
Why his memory is so foggy throughout the survival logbook, but most importantly of all, why he can only die through fire. Have you ever stopped to consider that? Michael Afton lives through getting himself scooped at the end of Sister Location, but passes on just like all the other animatronics at the end of FNAF 6, when the remnant in his body is burned away. Remember, based on our timeline, William Afton has already seen his daughter die in Circus Baby, and has also
What the
probably seen
fuck?
that her spirit possesses the suit.
Oh, that's
So
why he was
knows
raising his
it's
arms.
possible for a living spirit to be inside these robots. It actually might be why he sends Michael down to explore Sister Location in the first place.
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I put her back together, just like you asked me to.
He knows that Michael's sister, his daughter, is still down there, so he's aware of what she is, and it might be his way of breaking the news to Michael. Hey there, kiddo, there was something I was meaning to tell you, but unfortunately, kinda trapped in a wall right now. So go down
What
into
the
that creepy
fuck?
cellar I have and pay
Their father and son, don't make this romantic.
to your sister. She might prompt some really existential revelations. And lastly, consider this. In the bonus
Consider
cutscenes
the
for Sister
following.
Location, Baby establishes that she knows that Michael can't die.
You won't die, you won't die, you won't die.
So she might just recognize that they're one and the same. This insane sounding theory, and trust me, I recognize that it sounds completely bonkers, may actually tie into the mystery of the FNAF 4 box. What's in it? It might actually be Michael Afton's body.
No.
Remember how I just said that in
No.
the fourth closet, the main
No.
character was actually the third in a series of 4
No.
robots? Well, she
No.
almost gets herself killed at the end of book 2 and is discovered midway through book
No.
3.
Rewatching this is so
locked in a
funny.
box that
Be-
sounds very
Rewatching this is
similar
so
to
funny
what
because it's
appears at the end
wrong.
of FNAF 4. Quote, John moved to a large green chest, the paint almost entirely worn off. There was no lock. John knelt beside it, found the handle, and heaved it open, then shuddered. It's Charlie, he said hoarsely. In the chest. She was locked in a box. That's insane. She was locked in a box. Who knows for how long? Days? Months? End quote. I actually know how long she was trapped in the box. It was 6 months. So anyway, is this
Damn.
definitive proof of what's in the box and that Michael Afton is a robot? No.
Got
But it's
chips with me.
definitely some fan weapon. And think about this. Remember the fan base wouldn't accept the answer to what was inside of it. Well, can you blame him? If he kept a broken robot kid inside of the box, that would probably upset a few people because at this point in the series, it would literally come out of nowhere. Up to FNAF 4, this was just the story of a creepy, haunted animatronic pizzeria. Nothing about robot kids or anything like that. The last stretch of this series just went into some weird directions.
Oh,
Anyway,
facts.
With the bite of 83,
Facts.
Fredbear's Family Diner closes, leaving only Freddy Fazbear's second location, Junior's, a new larger location with upgraded
I hate the fan
security
game,
for
bro.
toy animatronics. But after all missing children from their last endeavor, Henry wanted to take an extra special precaution to further protect his daughter. He installed an upgraded surveillance system in the form of security puppets, specifically programmed to watch one child, his daughter. As an added nod to where security puppet fits into the timeline, Scott very clearly included the puppet's signature gift box as part of the visuals in its minigame in Track 6, a box that only occurs in the FNAF 2 location. You can even see what looks to be wanted posters in the back alley, thereby establishing that a crime had been committed in this area previously. William Afton returns and, because he's a prime suspect in the missing children's incident, is not allowed back at the pizzeria. That's why we see him turned away at the door to Junior. As a result, he's forced to kill Henry's daughter outside, behind the facility. Her soul goes on to
Hey, Axel, welcome to the stream.
and she proceeds to give life to all the other lost souls still trapped in the original 5 animatronics. We know this based on the Save Them minigame, where we see the puppets searching for someone to help the dead children lying around the pizzeria. The toy animatronics are standing on stage in likeness, but most tellingly of all, we see the original versions of Foxy, Chica, and Bonnie inactive in the parts and supply room, and yet Freddy is somehow able to freely move around. This shows us that some of the OG animatronics haven't been given gifts, given life yet. It's also worth noting that on rare instances, we get an Easter egg of Golden Freddy broken there on the floor, his ghostly self phasing into and out of existence. And that's not all. Get close to him, and for a brief moment, you catch a glimpse of a white dot appearing in his eye. Golden Freddy has the spirit of Cassidy already in him, except there are two problems. First, he's a spring-lock suit. Unlike the others, he can't freely move around because he's now kept in animatronic mode. Despite the puppet's best attempts, Cassidy will be forever trapped in a suit that is perpetually slumped over. But secondly, the yellow Golden Freddy suit is being cast in the FNAF 4 location. Hence why in FNAF 2 and then onward in the series, he's forced to remain as just a spirit. Afton can...
Tyler's based off of Ennard, not Helpy. Huh? That does not look like Helpy. That looks like Ennard. What are you on about? Anyway, hello.
continues to sneak into the pizzeria disguised as a security guard, using his signature
Trolling the
spring-lock
entire
suit
chat,
drag to
nice.
kill kids. This prompts the animatronics to get angry and attack anyone in a security guard uniform. As we see
Oh,
from
shit.
the FNAF novels, and as the puppet reinforces an ultimate custom night,
The others are like animals, but I am very
Stupid
aware.
time mom's
so they're not
basement, dude.
rationally
Stupid
thinking,
comments
which results
27.
in night guard turned to day guard Jeremy Fitzgerald getting his frontal lobe bit in an event known as the Bite of 87, and henceforth animatronics are no longer allowed to free roam in the restaurants. In total, another 5 children die in the FNAF 2 location, again shown through the Save Them minigame, before the place is shut down and the toy animatronics get scrapped. Since, let's be honest, they were all kind of crap at their job anyway. But more
Yeah.
importantly, it's at this point that Afton realizes the power of children's souls. It's here where he first sees the animatronics moving freely, possessed by the spirits of the dead children and activated
That's a
by
creepy
the
image.
puppets. And here, through the end of the series, his mission changes. He's no longer just killing kids. He's now looking to actively harness that power for himself so he can be immortal. It's a goal that he expresses in the 4th closet. Quote, "You killed them. They died in the suits. Their bodies were bound inside along with their souls. The spirit follows the flesh, it would seem, and also the pain. If I wish to become my own immortal creation, my body must lead my spirit to its eternal home." This affects all his future actions in the series. So when the withered animatronics get sent back to the FNAF 1 location for storage and the possible reopening of the pizzeria, William tracks them back to dismantle them and discover their power. This leads to the cutscenes from FNAF 3, where William systematically lures the original animatronics to the back safe room one by one, only to dismantle them. Before, these cutscenes seemed super random. It just seemed like him trying to get rid of the animatronics for reasons. But now, thanks to the novels, we actually know why he did it, to dissect the robots and experiment on them. And it's these experiments that end up producing the Funtime animatronics. One big lingering question mark of the series was the nature of the Funtime animatronics deep underground during Sister Location. How were they alive? Were they possessed by more dead kids? Well, we finally have our answer there, courtesy of Candy Cadet and the Fourth Closet. Now, back in FNAF 6, Candy Cadet's stories were a bit of a mystery. Each one had to do with 5 things becoming one thing. 5 keys melted together.
Reminds me of a Fortnite font, dude.
Fit into one coffin. 5 kittens sacrificed and then combined to fit into one shoebox. It seemed like it was referring to Ennard, the amalgamation of all the other animatronic parts.
That's what Tyler's based on, not fucking Helpy. Yeah, I love
Math
Ennard.
was always kinda wonky. Ennard consisted of Baby, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and
Bizarre theory. He still believes Michael Afton and the Crying Child are one and the same. He still believes Sister Location takes place in 83. He believes that Michael Afton's body is in the FNAF 4 box, because that goes along with his theory of Michael Afton and Crying Child being the same character. This is no.
Funtime Foxy, which is just 4 animatronics. Maybe if you squinted at it, you would include the Bonnie puppet, but that seemed like a stretch. And as a result, we just weren't quite sure what was going on with those stories. Luckily, the release of the Fourth Closet has cleared this mystery up. Quote, a single figure stood still amongst the chaos, out of phase with the surroundings. At first, it seemed to be a man bent over a table, but as Carlton's head throbbed with waves of confusion, the man became a yellow rabbit. Not standing over a table, but over 5 children, tied together as one. He knew exactly what he was looking at. The endoskeletons of the original Freddy's animatronics, welded and melted together, immobile and featureless,
Damn.
still inhabited by the spirits of the children who had been murdered inside of them so many years ago. Still filled with
There's no way I'm that quiet. Hold on.
Bonnie puppet, but that seemed like a stretch. And as a result, we just weren't quite sure. Stories were a bit of a mystery. Each one had to do with 5 things becoming one thing. 5 keys melted together.
Reminds me of a Fortnite font, dude. That ain't bad. Come on. Turn your... Dude. Bruh. Well, he did say he's a troll, so... Did someone mistake editor? Yeah, I think. Except in October, I turned it into a ghost for October. No way, a guy named Tyler Detroit, no way. It does matter! Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Oh shit, my mic's wet. Fuck. I tried to do a bit, and then I fucked myself over.
With life and motion.
I lost my virginity to myself because I fucked myself over.
Terrible pain. End quote. So in the FNAF 3 cutscenes, we see William dismantle the animatronics. From there, he melts down their endoskeletons.
Kevin Vane,
to discover
Detroit,
the secret
guys.
of their everlasting
What?
life. He then uses this molten spirit metal remnant to infuse life into his new creations, the Funtime animatronics. Quote again, the table's surface was glowing orange and the hot metal hissed. William took a syringe from the woman's hand and thrust it into the squirming thing forcefully. He drew the
Tyler doesn't even have ears. How could he be helping?
plunger up, holding the needle.
Well, yeah, he does have ears, but like they don't look like bear ears.
Syringe filled with molten substance. He staggered back toward the bear. The man again pried open the heavy chest plate of the standing broken bear, then carefully inserted the syringe he held directly into the chest cavity and began to press the plunger down. What this and the Candy Cadet stories tell us is that the Fun Times weren't just possessed by new kids, they were created from the remnant of the original 5, fused together into one chaotic, confused, spiritual mess. Like Fanart said from his original teaser for Sister Location, there's a piece of me in every
But help he's a
body.
pinkest, like
From
you.
those
Yeah.
experiments, William is
Yeah,
able
you
to
know, that's
open
fair.
Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals, the underground facility from Sister Location. Using Remnant, he brings life to animatronics specifically designed to lure and trap kids so he can have more test subjects for his experiments. He then rents the robots out to special events and other locations. Why is
Helpy's
there
like a
one-time
pinkish
Chica in
purple.
Sister Location? Simply because she's rented out. We see this hidden in the source code to Scott's
Usually when I
website
draw
around the
Helpy, I
time of
use
Sister
pink.
Location's release. Chica's party world is a separate location, a client of Afton Robotics, and as such, she's not being kept underground with the rest of them. That's why she's gone, only to then reappear in FNAF 6 and customize. But there was one
$710.
thing that William
Jesus
Afton didn't
Christ.
anticipate in all his plans: the spirits of
You
the
can get a
children
fucking
wanting
PS5 with that
revenge.
money.
Now that they were freed from their animatronic prisons, they corner William in the safe room of the first Freddy Fazbear's restaurant, forcing him to hide out in the Golden Bonnie suit, which snaps shut, almost killing him, but not quite. It just transforms him into Springtrap. The restaurant seals the safe room and everything inside to escape liability.
The previously mentioned safe rooms are being sealed at most locations, including this one.
To me, this seems like the actions of Henry. Who else would seal a bloody, living body
Skibbity.
in a hidden room in a pizzeria? Henry seems like the best bet, but we can't know for sure. Regardless, Afton is locked back there until the year 2023 when Fazbear Fright opens. The phone
I saw fuckers try to like deny this on Twitter. They're like 2023 believers when they, even though it does take place in 2023. Because if you do the math with FNAF 1 taking place like whenever, I don't get people.
Dude discovers the hidden room and sets Afton, now Springtrap, loose once more. From there, we know pretty much everything else. Springtrap haunts Fazbear Fright only to have it burned down. It seems to me that this again was Henry's doing. The ultimate custom night samurai cutscenes symbolize their relationship. William Afton is the fox and Freddy is Henry. The
facts.
The last line of dialogue in these samurai cutscenes says it best. I will pursue the fox.
Hello, Mario Brian. Welcome to the
whatever land
stream.
he has fled to. It is my destiny and it is his.
Used to take place in
Throughout the games,
2017.
Henry is constantly trying to thwart William in escalating fashion. He starts by getting him kicked out of the FNAF 2 location. He then tries to get him arrested in the aftermath of the missing children's incident. He traps him bleeding and spring-locked in the walls of Freddy Fazbear's, and finally he sets him on fire not just once in Fazbear Fright, but a second time in Pizzeria Simulator. Meanwhile, the rebuilt Michael Afton, Michael version 2.0, searches for his dad to get some answers. He starts in Sister Location, meets Baby, but falls victim to the plot of the furious tangle of spirits held in the various Funtime animatronics. Together, they form Ennard and scoop Michael's body in an attempt to escape their prison. The scooping plan works, but Michael survives because, remember, he's a robot. Baby seems to know this based on her repeated use of
You won't die, die, die.
More in need of answers than ever before, Michael promises his father,
I'm going to come find you.
which leads us at last to FNAF 6. Even though the puppet tried to free the spirits of the dead children in FNAF 3, it doesn't quite work. This is because the spirits were no longer complete, with parts of their souls now trapped in the Funtime animatronics, which themselves are now in the form of Molten Freddy. This is why paragraph 4 is such a big deal throughout FNAF 6. Based on the Insanity ending blueprints, paragraph 4 stipulates that all creatures containing Remnant must be in the pizzeria by the end of the week, so that when it burns, everyone goes with it. All remaining Remnant must be purged in order for the souls to finally be set free. Michael accepts the role as night guard at the simulated pizzeria. Henry summons all the animatronics there, burns it all to the ground, and finally releases everyone, including condemning William to hell. Well, he didn't release everyone. Golden Freddy, still a vengeful spirit, has a bone to pick with Willy, so she traps him in purgatory, forcing him to suffer for eternity at the hands of the monsters he created. And despite Old Man Consequences telling her to relax, she won't quit. Hence her soul still being in Golden Freddy's twitching eyes as he fades out into the darkness and as the series hits its final notes. I don't know about you, but between these last two videos, I think that's about as thorough as
Okay, there we go.
There we go. There we go.
Alright.
As you could possibly want. So there you have it, FNAF theorists. As deep of a deep dive as I can go. Trying to
Silence is too loud. What the
possible,
fuck?
all while putting things into
The
an order
silence
that
is
makes
too
sense,
loud.
while also accounting for as much of the evidence as possible. Is it a perfect timeline? No, but
Hell
I
no.
don't think there can be. I think Mr. Hippo's custom night lines point us in that direction.
I suppose if a person just wants to talk, then
Mr.
it's
Hippo.
best to not announce that you're telling a story. Telling a story does come with its own pressures and expectations.
Plot holes.
I suppose. After all, if you're just talking to a friend and there's no more expectations.
I wasn't even saying anything about Shickus of Tim Tim. I don't even know if it's shit. I just wanted to read. I didn't even read. I wasn't even reading the chat. I was like going on a whole spiel about the video.
And if you were talking into the wind, words by themselves aren't expected to carry, aren't expected to stick. But if you announce you're telling a story, well then there'd better be a point to it all, you know?
And conversely, at some point, you just analyze down a story to the
Everything
point of meaninglessness.
burns.
In the end, whether this whole timeline is right or wrong, decoding FNAF's labyrinth of lore has been the single most exciting and enjoyable challenge I've covered on this channel. Yeah, we've covered it. A lot. A bit
Hell
more
yeah.
than I would have liked, quite honestly, but for good reason. Few games give their story this much thought, and even fewer games tell their stories in such a compelling, mysterious way. I've said this for a while now, but FNAF is the perfect modern game. It's cheap, if not free, so anyone can play it. The mechanics are simple. It's fun to watch other people play it.
Like right.
And it seeds in Easter eggs that get other people talking online. 4 years later, and still, only a handful of indie games and practically zero AAA games have followed in its footsteps. Despite
Fortnite.
FNAF's massive success. And that, perhaps, is the single greatest and saddest mystery of them all.
You learn the
This
alphabet?
truly is
What?
the end. Thanks, God, for an incredible ride, providing a
A, B,
game
C,
that
D.
never changed my life. And
What?
this changed.
Z, Y, X, W. Okay. Z, X, fuck. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S. I can't do it. Fuck. Alright. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. But I was trying to do it backwards because I thought it'd be more impressive. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S. R, Q. P. I can't do it.
But hey, that's just a theory.
Nobody was even challenging me. I just wanted to do it myself.
Game theory. Thank you for watching every single one of these videos.
Yep.
Woo! Now that the FNAF mystery is solved, go out and solve my merch mystery. I'm not gonna be doing
All
a
right.
theory on this one, so it is up to you to come to the solution. Remember, first 100 people to solve the mystery get a special prize. I worked really hard on this merch. I'm really proud.
Okay. Right. Not as bad as R, W, Q, F, S, F, A, S, X, C. I can't even do that. But I do not have that memorized either. Someday I'm gonna like memorize Shadow Bonnie's like letter number. I will. Someday. Anyway, that was the original FNAF story covered by Matpat. Even for the most part, I don't think so. So yeah, next is March 24, 2019. So we're skipping to 2019 now. So we're in like 2 months away until FNAF PR Help 1 and 1 release. Yeah. So that theory, of course, it's got outdated stuff like Crying Child and Michael being the same character. That is very much so outdated. Sister location taking place in '83. Michael Afton being in the box. That shit is just... How are you speaking without your mouth? I don't know. Into the Pit is going to clarify the time. Hopefully. Hopefully. I'm excited. Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but I am genuinely excited for that game. I like am really excited because it's gonna be like one of the. It seems like it'll be one of those simple games that FNAF is like known for and shit. In gameplay wise, can't wait. GTA 6 only $2. No, it's free because I can go and I can play in real life, dude. Fucking stealing cars and shit in real life. Anyway. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into the next one. Because why not? Alright. Alright. Game theory. FNAF 7, The Untold Story of Sister Location. Okay. I'll say here.
No, God, no, God, no!
Hold on. What the fuck?
No!
Yeah, there we go. To prevent trolls.
Screw it.
He's in the Freddy fit. He's in the Freddy fit.
By all that's unholy, FNAF is somehow back. Someone got together their little summoning circle, plunged Chuck E. Cheese pizza, and awakened the sleeping behemoth that is Scott Coffin, and now here we are with a new trailer for FNAF 7, and me, in children's pajamas. Thank you, Internet. Also, can we just agree that this is creepy, right? Not me wearing kid PJs, certainly, though, come to think of it, that is really weird. No, the fact that I'm in a nightie that is dedicated to an animatronic that gets dead children stuffed into it. God, man. Merch in 2019. Now, at the end of last summer, FNAF was basically done. The book series had concluded, FNAF 6 had burned the series to the ground, and Ultimate Custom Night ended the story by trapping William Afton in eternal torment. All that was really left was the movie. Just like Jeremy laid to rest on a nearby hillside, it was time for the series to finally rest in peace. But then, back in November, Scott hopped onto Steam to give all us Fredheads an update, and suddenly, the movie was the least certain thing of the group. A VR game? An AR game? More books? A third new game called Into Madness? Clearly Scott intended me to be the protagonist of that one, since that's exactly where I'm headed to with so much new FNAF headed our way. Even a AAA game, where apparently instead of stuffing children into animatronics, they start getting stuffed into loot boxes. Fast forward 4
Fortnite
months
moment.
today, here we are.
I swear to God, if FNAF gets added to Fortnite,
With the first
I'll play it.
Scott Cawthon teaser in nearly a year.
Even though I
A teaser for
play Fortnite now.
one of the items on this massive list of
Fursuits,
sent to taunt
Battle
me.
Royale game,
Which one is it, and what it means for this new era of FNAF
underwear,
is exactly what
bumper
we're
stickers.
exploring today. So,
Oh
let's get
no.
analyzing. First, let's let's just assess what we're seeing here, shall we? Clearly, you have 5 animatronics that are all melted together, which would be interesting enough on its own, but making it even more compelling is the fact that they all span the history of the franchise. You have Freddy, Foxy, and Bonnie, all in their FNAF 1 forms, but then you also have the pre-Mangle form of Funtime Foxy from Sister Location, and also pre-trapped Springtrap from, well, a lot of different cutscenes throughout the series, but most notably from the Fruity Maze minigame dating in FNAF 6. You can actually tell this based on the general shape of the nose, as well as the lack of decay and aging that you normally see post-Springlock failure. But since this is a Scott Cawthon teaser, you know that there's going to be more here than just a cool image. If you throw this thing into Photoshop and start brightening it up, step 1 in any FNAF teaser analysis, you're going to see the background has lines. Lines with some oddly inconsistent spacing. And of course, you have text. The quote is from Fazbear Entertainment in the corner,
Yep.
saying that everything is working as intended, but also a not quite so hidden bunch of text right here in the middle of the image that you really gotta squint to truly read. Don't listen to them. Blank, let something inside. It was an accident. Remember Jeremy. Jeremy? That's the guy from the gravestone. The night guard who has his name on the paycheck from FNAF 2. The supposed Bite of 87 victim. Ladies and gentlemen, sound the alarms. We are talking about the Loeb lad himself, which means that there's only one option here.
I like the hair
in
shit.
the same continuity. Cue the party horns and cheerful children sound effects. I know we were all eager to throw out our textbooks at the end of last semester, guys. But it's time to break out FNAF lore for dummies one final time.
FNAF lore for dummies.
Whoopity-doo! Who's excited? This guy, I guess. Now, creating my own ARG over the last couple months has taught me a lot.
We're in the new era now.
Specifically better ways to hide and code messages. And one particularly effective but simple way to do it is by opening image files as text files. So if we open this image file in Notepad, we actually get our answer to that first missing
Probably
word.
Freddy himself
Don't
is
listen
Water
to them.
Pumpkin.
We let something inside. It was an accident. Remember Jeremy. So with all of that evidence compiled, let's start analyzing before we start digging deeper. Because there's a lot deeper to go, ladies and gentlemen. We are just scratching the surface. Now, the phrase, remember Jeremy, actually tells us a lot of things here. First, it tells us both the speaker of that line and the person it's directed to know who Jeremy is. Secondly, it tells us that the events of this game are happening in the aftermath of his death, which at this point is commonly accepted to be the result of the Bite of 87. So from a timeline perspective, it looks like this quote is coming after 1987, meaning that we're after the string of murders in the FNAF 2 location and around the time of Michael Afton's revisit to the FNAF 1 building and his discovery of Sister Location's location. In fact, knowing where in the timeline this quote must fall and seeing those lines in the background of the teaser, my mind immediately jumps to prison bars. Now, that seems like it might be a stretch. Clearly, these are just meant to be tiles, and while yes, that's probably what they are, the inconsistent spacing still felt weird to me. And
Yeah.
it resembled the narrow strip of horizontal bars that many prison doors have. Now think back.
Or it's computer
way back
shit.
to when this story first started. Back to the secret newspapers from FNAF 1. The things that first told us that there was a deeper story to begin with. Quote, video surveillance identified the man responsible and led to his capture the following morning. End quote. And on the follow-up story, headline...
It's computer static,
Matpat.
Matpat.
Missing, suspect convicted. While the suspect has been charged, the bodies themselves were never found. End quote. So if these newspaper clippings are still considered canon, this former employee was convicted, meaning that they found him guilty, and as a result, most likely he went to prison for his crime. And we can be fairly confident that this isn't Afton, since his only comeuppance seems to have been the Springlock failure and the eventual eternal torment in AG double toothpicks, meaning that there is still a potential story to be told of someone there who's trapped in prison, wrongfully accused, haunted by the nightmarish amalgamation of animatronics that got him thrown into the slammer. At least, that's my wish.
Jeremy was in the VRC from what? Yeah.
Is it the story that we're getting in this game? Probably not.
Yeah, bathroom shower.
Let's go back
Yeah.
to the text. Don't trust them. That them could be referring to the animatronics, Or it could be referring to the members of Fazbear Entertainment, that quote in the upper corner saying that everything is working as intended. Now, as established by Ultimate Custom Night, the only haunted characters who still possess rational thought are Baby and the puppets.
The others are like animals, but I am very aware.
Which eliminates everyone that we currently see on screen here, thereby making it doubtful that the them in this quote is referring to the animatronics. Instead, this seems to be two employees of Fazbear Entertainment talking to each other, basically confirming not to trust what the bosses are saying. All the other lines here, we let something in, it was an accident, remember Jeremy, seem like those same co-workers realizing that something is wrong and that it relates to a mistake.
The eyes.
A mistake that's ultimately related to Jeremy's death, and now they're both worried about their own survival. Remember Jeremy seems to me to read more like, hey, remember that guy? We don't want to end up like him. So now, looking back across the games, what are some of the mistakes where something deadly has been let in? Well, you got Springtrap being let into Fazbear Fright in FNAF 3. You have basically the entirety of FNAF 6's salvage minigames, and Ennard from Sister Location. Ennard, who, funny enough, during the false ending to that game, repeatedly begs you to let him in.
You must help us. You must let us inside the room.
You have to let me inside the room. I know it was an accident.
And where in the series do we have two co-workers who wind up dead because they let something inside? Sister Location again. Now, it's a scene that's really easy to forget, but night 5 of Sister Location actually starts with Michael Afton crawling through the vents and suddenly coming across the hanged bodies of two former technicians, co-workers, done in by the newly escaped pieces of Ennard. So we have something where the placement in the timeline makes sense, the relationship of the characters to Jeremy as co-workers,
Monetization
their
issues.
skepticism of Fazbear Entertainment.
I need to check my monetization on the stream after this.
Their role specifically as technicians also makes sense with everything that we're learning about this new game. You see, Scott wasn't content to just give us one teaser. Oh no, he gave us 8 separate images teasing
I
this new
remember
game,
these.
apparently to make up for lost time. Thanks, buddy. I mean, sure, we just analyzed the imagery and text of this one image, but if you check the source code of Scott's website, which at this point is FNAF Research Step 2, right after brightening up the images, you'll notice odd strings of text, all with this tag, content equals. Well, if you take those strings of letters and plug them into the URL bar, it reveals a trove of new findings. The first and most important of them, we're going to be playing as a technician. Here, in this image, we can actually see Freddy's body opened up, ready to be worked on, which perfectly coincides with what Scott teased when he initially mentioned the possibility of this new VR game. Quote, if you liked repairing Funtime Freddy up close in Sister Location, just wait until you try to do something like that in VR, up close and personal, with these huge animatronics that are just one mistake away from jumping at you.
And they were end up being some of the easiest levels in the game.
Also is teasing at this idea of no longer being a guard.
Hey, Eggplant, welcome to the stream.
Tech having to repair all of these robots. So could the main story of this new FNAF game actually be the story of these two hapless technicians who end their lives in an underground robotics bunker? If the quote on this teaser is to be believed, the answer seems to be a solid yes. If it is, it even relates back to the title of the game. You see, going back to look at the source code yet again, you see that the original teaser image is listed as hw.jpg. Now,
11 months, let's go. It's gonna be a year soon.
The new FNAF game had gotten leaked on the ESRB.
They were still, yeah, they were still fun
ESRB,
though.
man, get your act together. First you leak the Super Smash Bros. 4 roster, and now you're leaking the new FNAF game. It is time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? And yes, this is
Filthy
someone else's
Frank
game, but
moment.
I thought it was appropriate for the situation. Plus, I'm in pajamas. Thought it would be funny. There it is. Filthy Frank, we miss you. But in all seriousness,
Yes.
the game's title is Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, HW, just like the name of the teaser image. The description for this leaked game even confirms that
Hold on.
you will be playing as a technician. Quote, once again, players assume the role of a repair person tasked with monitoring and repairing animatronic characters. pizzeria. From a first-person perspective, players explore dark hallways, complete puzzles, and try to avoid menacing, malfunctioning animatronic figures. The game contains frequent screams.
Thank you for the $2. Matthew becomes George Miller.
Dead appearing on screen after players are attacked. End quote. And what happens when you lose 2 technicians to sudden animatronic-related fatalities? Time to find some more. Throw up the sign. Help wanted. So we have ourselves a VR game starring a technician who's repairing animatronics, slowly coming to realize that they've made a terrible career decision. Or
Yeah.
looking across all the other teaser images, it feels like this whole game may actually be disconnected. We see
Matthew
scenes of
Lillard.
all the various
It's Frank's
settings
real
we
name.
visited in this franchise. The tile floor behind that old model of Bonnie suggests that it's the FNAF 1 location. This shot of Springtrap looming in the background tells us that we're going to be visiting Fazbear Fright. The appearance of Funtime Foxy in the teaser suggests that we'll be visiting Sister Location for some challenges. Heck, we're even going to be invading the crying child's bedroom from FNAF 4 based on this shot of Baby. Iconic closets from that game, as well as the bedspread design in the background. So, is this game just going to be a bunch of vignettes? A compilation of the series' greatest scares, only now they're in
Yep.
VR?
Yep. And original.
Think so. I do
You were
think that
wrong.
This game can and will tell its own unique story.
It'll do
that
both.
builds out the lore of this franchise, and one of these teaser images solidifies that for me. True to
It'll do
form,
both.
Scott hit his biggest reveal the deepest. You see, going on to Scott Games one final time, and it's a lot of times to visit Scott Games just for one teaser image, something seems a little off if you're paying close enough attention. You see, the meta label for the website is actually misspelled with a 0 in between the 2 T's. And if you go through the source code with a really fine-tooth comb and a really keen eye, you'll actually notice a couple more typos. An R in content, a big old G in block quote, and an N in the word text. 0RGN. Type those letters into the URL bar and you get this. Now, clearly it's been obscured very heavily, but if you blur it and affect the contrast a little bit, change some of the levels, you actually get something that looks more like this. Something that doesn't just look like an animatronic, but one animatronic in particular. Notice the half-closed eye. It's Ennard. It's Ennard's signature appearance. Half-closed eye, horizontal tube-like
Honoring the
disc.
past to turn you into Vinny. I totally forgot how 101 introduced one of the Nightmarion's powers.
So, there you have it. We have
Tentacles.
ourselves a new VR game telling
Oh,
us the story of two
tentacles.
technicians who made a fatal career decision based on the fact that the game already has a rating. I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming that we're gonna probably see this one coming out pretty soon. It's weird, actually, to think about a FNAF game coming out on something like PlayStation 4. PlayStation.
Yeah, that shit was crazy when it came out.
Will I be right in my predictions? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. And by wait, I mean it's probably out already now. As soon as I hit publish, it probably came out because, you know, that's how.
Nope,
stuff goes,
you released the
right?
video in March and he doesn't
Is it-
release
is
it
it
until
out?
May.
Is it out yet? Oh, now. Right now. There. Nothing? Alright, screw it. I'm gonna go get out of these pajamas. But hey, did you notice the new Theoryware? We call it Chaos Theory. It's a name that I have a lot of fun with, and it's available right now on the merch site. Link is down below in the description, but hold on. While you're down there, it actually has something else that I need to talk today. Now, if you'll excuse me, this FNAF teaser actually has something else that I need to talk about, but that is for next week.
Oh boy.
Oh, and by the way, Kirby is coming. Just FNAF is more timely.
Kirby.
Talk about FNAF. People will hound me on social media nonstop. So Kirby's there. Part 2 it's there. It's ready to go. Just have to get FNAF off my chest.
Alright, so. People use Nightmarion tentacles for SSM before Hop 1. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Pretty okay. Pretty okay video, I'd say. It was serviceable. I don't want to say the meaning is. I don't know. I don't know why. Can't think of anything. But yeah, the video, it's got some interesting finds and stuff. There was like a few his conclusion on what Help Wanted was going to be is kind of eh. He was right about there being canon story, and that being canon to FNAF, but it was still going to also be vignettes as well. There's going to be both. So yeah, he didn't get that right, unfortunately. But, yeah. Just Help Wanted predictions, 'tis all. Kirby's and Viva. I was kind of shocked when that little theorizing by the Stipendium came out when it did. It was awesome. I haven't heard of that. I need to check that out. Anyway. Stupid ad. Can't believe they got rid of ad blocker. Well, to be fair, then I wouldn't be paid. People probably used ad blocker for my videos too. Anyway, March 31st, 2019. All right. Okay, let's do this. All right, so game theory: the FNAF 7 Oopsie. Scott's problem with Fanart. Yeah, I know where this is going. I know what this is gonna be about. I know what this is gonna be about. Okay. Gonna be about. I know what this is gonna be about. I think if we're to shut up, the song out to the 1 million subscribers. Oh.
We cover a lot of scary stuff on this show, but today is no clickbait, the scariest topic of all.
Oh shit.
Copyrights.
Ah!
FNAF, all my favorite topics in one episode. I love 2019.
Help Wanted, Obama. I saw Crash Bandicoot as well.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, where today, call me Gloria Bolja, because our top story is an oopsie. One big oopsie made by one big man. Actually, I don't know what his relative size is. He's just big in the gaming space. And that man's name is Scott Cawthon.
Did
Now,
you just call
if
me
you're not
fat?
familiar with what happened, let me catch you up. Last episode, we analyzed a teaser image for Scott's new VR game, FNAF Help Wanted. What I didn't mention in that video, though, was that it was only online for just a couple of hours. In fact, by the time I had gotten to check out this thing, it had been wiped clean from the internet. Only preserved thanks to some dedicated Redditors, specifically GB Oro Recharged. Now, Scott is no stranger to posting things only to rip them off the internet later. He's done it with comments on my videos. He did it with version 1 of FNAF World. His contents of the infamous FNAF 4 box, those got changed. Heck, even the
to the shredder it goes.
Was written, approved, and ready to shoot, and then he just threw it out. Like, this community deserves better. But this time, it was different.
We did get a better movie.
Because the team
I'm sure.
working on the VR game, Steel Wool, had unintentionally used fan art. As
Whoa!
Credit, quote, my first teaser in more than half a year was made using questionable choices at best and traced fan models at worst. He then went on 2 days later to clarify further. Quote again, as you all remember, the artwork that I teased for the game, which was actually a portion of the cover artwork, included characters that had used fan art and fan models as references. When I learned about that, I was obviously pretty upset and took down the teaser. The person working on the artwork used images that he thought were mine. If anything, everyone who had one of their models referenced should pat themselves on the back, because your models look like they were canon. I think it's a testament to the fan community that the fan models rival mine. Many of them looked identical.
At least Scott's being optimistic about it.
The TLDR of this whole thing is that he pulled it because it used recolored, reskinned models made by a fan of
Pop
characters
goes.
that Scott Cawthon himself created that looked so close to the original creations that his own team couldn't tell him apart from the originals. And this sparked a really interesting question in my head. Did Scott legally have to do this? These are his characters, after all. And the fan-made models were so close that they probably wouldn't have been seen as any sort of
King Carter.
transformative use. Now, obviously, he cares about this community a lot, and pulling the teaser was absolutely the correct decision from a goodwill standpoint, but
Yeah,
what
from
does the
moral
law
standpoint.
say about this? After doing the research, it's a lot more
There's a lot of points where like the law and morality disagree with each other, so
complicated and interesting than you might think. To get there, we're going on a twisted copyright journey that'll show us why Naughty Dog lives up to its name, why your photographs of the Eiffel Tower are probably illegal, and why everyone's in an uproar about Rule 34.
oh boy.
Oh boy, welcome online. Copyright law doesn't know what's hitting it. That's a terrible last line. Whoo boy, copyright law doesn't know what's hitting it.
Bloopers.
Copyright law don't have an indicator. Just gonna segue over to the next paragraph. Oh, and before we dive into this episode, you might have noticed that I actually released another video alongside this one today. In that upload, I specifically talk about this channel and a lot of our own personal issues that we've had with fan art in the past, as well as a way to protect yourself.
I
if
forget
you're a
what this
fan artist
controversy
working
was.
online right now. It's actually a really important video for me, touching on a topic that I've stayed really quiet about for quite a long time. So before you go down into the comments and start laying into me for not being allowed to cover this issue because I supposedly stole fan art in the past, please go watch that video too. That's actually why it's a dual upload. I couldn't really decide which one made more sense to go first, because really the two complement each other. They comment off of each other. So just please watch both. It'll do me a favor. It'll save me a lot of grief when I read the comments in this. Save my self-esteem a lot of grief as well. Oh,
You know, one thing with Matpat retiring is that now that he's retired, he doesn't have to directly deal with the stupid people that hate on him for no reason anymore. Now, okay, criticism for Matpat is valid, obviously. There is, like, genuine criticism to be had with him and his content. But there are just people that will just look for anything to hate on him, and I'm just like, chill out. He's just a guy. He's just a person. And Matpat, now he's retired, he doesn't have to deal with this shit anymore. Fucking thank God.
The other disclaimer that I should mention at the beginning of this episode is that there's a lot of fan work out there
Shorts
that
Wars
is
are
transformative, that is not considered to be a copy of anyone else's work. This episode actually
Seeing that
is
fan
about that.
model of
Today,
FNAF
we are
Explorers, you just think
purely
nice.
focused on
I never
fan art
seen it
that's
up until
intended
that
to
point.
mostly represent a character that already exists, and all the basic legal mumbo jumbo that's around that. So, we all on the same page? We all good? Great!
We good,
Let's
G.
get into it. We can do. Now, Scott is far from the only game maker that's had a copyright oopsie when it comes to teasing a new game. Case in point, the original version of the trailer for Uncharted 4: A Thief's End was released containing a painting that took images from Assassin's Creed Black Flag's concept art. The one with the pirate. I gotta give credit where credit's due here, guys. That is incredibly on brand. Stealing artwork to promote a game that has the word thief in the title. Very smart.
Clever.
Very meta. Ubisoft
Har, har,
wasn't
har.
appreciating that level of meta commentary, though, and Sony was quick to pull the video and replace the asset. Oopsies like this also aren't just limited to marketing materials and teasers either. Back in 2013, a graphic designer named Cameron Booth made a post announcing that he was effing furious with the fact that the game The Last of Us featured a map that he had made of the Boston Metro. First off, I'd like to point out that The Last of Us, just like Uncharted, is a Naughty Dog game. I guess we know what the naughty is referring to in their name.
Har har.
After what I assume was a swift apology
Naughty.
and a fairly decent payoff, Cameron quickly
He did a
dialed
Blue's
back
Clues
his language
skit.
in a later public post,
What?
saying, "It seems as if matters will be resolved to everyone's satisfaction shortly." Great.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
so
no, you're
happy
fine
for you
now.
guys. Money truly heals all wounds. But this case already starts to reveal some weird nuances of the copyright world, because while the graphic designer who made the picture owns the copyright to his map and was absolutely in his right to complain about the improper usage, he actually doesn't have the copyright to the Boston Metro itself. Does that sound dumb? You bet it does. In fact, it is so dumb that it can't be anything other than real. Real world pieces of architecture are subject to their own copyright. Just like one musician can't copy the song of another musician, so
Yeah.
too an architect can't copy the building design created by another architect. Things get even weirder, though, when you start thinking about what this means for pictures that people are taking in front of buildings. Those pictures technically are violating copyright. Or at least they would be if it wasn't for this idea of freedom of panorama.
Google
You see,
goes down.
Most countries have some law or general understanding in place that says you won't get sued if you decide to create an Instagram story showing yourself posing in front of some famous landmarks. Notice, though, that I said most
Pick of my cat.
countries. Most
fuck?
does not equal all. Case in point, France. France doesn't have freedom of panorama. As a result, technically speaking, you legally shouldn't be able to post photographs of the Eiffel Tower, but only the night photographs. You see, because the Eiffel Tower without lights was built in 1889, that one is old enough to have entered the public domain. But the lights that go on at night were installed in 1985, thereby making this an artistic work with live copyright, making posting photos of it illegal. That means that anything you find in a regular Google image search under Eiffel Tower at night was probably taken by fearless outlaws who are flouting the law, throwing caution to the wind, and posting their tourist photos of the Eiffel Tower in the evening. Probably a bunch of developers at Naughty Dog being like, whatever, we don't care. We don't care. Time. We're Naughty Dog. We're dogs who are naughty. So what does the Eiffel Tower have to do with FNAF fan art? Well, obviously, people are taking photos of the Eiffel Tower and art getting thrown in le prison. I actually didn't learn the word for prisoners of the Eiffel Tower, and art getting thrown in le prison.
Le prison.
I didn't learn the word for prison when I took French. And that's because these crazy laws don't matter for people who are only using the image for personal consumption. You put an image on your fridge, or you slap it on the desk at your office, you're fine. But the second you publish that image, it becomes a different story. Just take a look at any stock image website like Getty Images, which is a business built on legally owning the rights to every image in their archive, and you'll notice that most of the images of the Eiffel Tower, even the ones with low light, don't feature the lights on the building turned on. And this is where things get tricky. As if they weren't overly complicated enough. You see, if you publish a piece of artwork that features a character like Mangle or Mario,
This shit is like actually interesting though. That's why I'm not saying much. I'm actually like invested in this video.
or heck Elsa, and you don't own the copyright to that character, then publishing that fan work is technically a copyright violation, which merits a huge question. What counts as publishing? Now, obviously, publishing includes things like putting it in a book that ends up in Barnes & Noble, but publishing actually has a much broader definition in the legal sense. Publishing, in the broadest sense of the word, just means causing something to become public or making it publicly known. That means that everything from printing up and handing out a bunch of flyers on the street to, you guessed it, posting it online is covered. It doesn't even matter if it's a non-commercial type of posting. Posting fan art non-commercially on your blog or a site like Tumblr or Instagram or Twitter all count as publishing that image. And if you're thinking to yourself, wow, that affects a lot of people, yeah, it does. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, every fan artist on Tumblr and DeviantArt and Pinterest and Pixiv and their own independent blog, they are technically violating copyright every time they post a new sketch of an existing character that's not transformative enough to be considered fair use. I know that sounds unbelievable, and that every
and that's why nobody gets prosecuted for it.
Lighting their torch and rummaging for their proverbial pitchfork to come after me right now. But first off, don't kill the messenger.
I was just about to say that. Don't kill the messenger.
Guys, legally, this is the truth based on the lawyers that I've spoken with and the legal papers that we've read. That is the letter of the law. But the letter is obviously only half of the story. Considering, of course, that the prisons across the country aren't filled with Rainbow Dash fan artists and Betty modelers. Though it'd be pretty funny if they were.
That's silly.
Killed a guy. You? I drew a pink pony very accurately. In actual practice, the situation favors fan artists.
That is great. That'd be silly. That is silly. But in a funny way. What the fuck?
A lot more than you might first think. As you can see, pretty much
Who even owns the rights to the Eiffel Tower? And I don't know. He didn't really answer that, did he?
copyright. The only
What the
instances where
fuck?
you see this actually happen tend to be when a brand feels that the art that's being made really misrepresents their IP. One really convenient example of this in the gaming world is Blizzard, who issued DMCA takedowns across a bunch of different fan art in efforts to stop people from making, how do I put this nicely?
Rule 34.
Renditions of
Porn.
Overwatch characters in compromising situations, loving each other just a bit too much for their liking. For those of you who have the foreign tongue, images of the characters in flagrante delicto, in the carnal
Embrace tranquility.
Basically, Blizzard wanted people to skip from Rule 33 to Rule 35 in the Internet Handbook, if you catch my drift. And you can imagine just how effective Blizzard was at accomplishing that goal. Not that I would know personally, I was just doing research. For a friend. Anyway, according
For a
to
friend, right.
Blizzard's
Yeah,
policy on
totally.
fan-made creations, they cracked down in order to, quote, maintain and protect the image of
See, the thing is, like, if people were to make porn of my characters, which I don't even know if there's porn of my characters. There's probably like a few. I don't know. I wouldn't really care, honestly. It'd be weird, but like, I'd just be like, hey, at least people enjoy my shit enough to make like this about them. You know? I wouldn't like DMCA take down these people. Most people can't really. I can't even really do that if it's my characters, because some of my characters are based off of FNAF characters. He's like a quarter of the Tyler Tales cast is like based off of FNAF characters, so I can't even really. Now if it's like Officer Daniel or whoever, or Autocyber, maybe I could DMCA them. Because I own those characters.
their games. They also said Blizzard requires that productions maintain the T rating that has been given to its products by the ESRB. And I get that, right? It makes sense. Well, it might have been kind of a futile effort to remove sexy time from the internet. Legally speaking, they're entirely within their legal right to protect their brand. But speaking of legal rights, it is a two-way street. Even though a company owns the rights to its characters, you, as the fan artist, own the right to your individual piece of fan art. So going all the way back to our example of FNAF fan art, which there's a lot out
The purple guy one on the right is really good. I love that.
there. If you drew a picture of Freddy and the Cupcake, what are the actual rights for that image? Well, Scott owns the copyright to the character, but you own the copyright to that specific image. So you can't publish it, you don't own the rights to the character, but Scott also can't publish that image because he doesn't have the rights to your artwork. You are both caught. As it turns out, no one really has the rights to publish that image, unless, of course, you both agree to it, but good luck there. Scott doesn't talk to anyone. Except for Doggo. Really a secret son. I don't know. I talk to Doggo like all the time. Now, what would have happened if Scott hadn't owned up to his oopsie and the situation had actually escalated? What could the fan artist who created those character models have done?
King Carter.
Turns out a very similar issue has come up and was settled in a fairly famous case with the iconic Obama Hope image from that election. The artist of the famous Obama image, Shepard Fairey, who is actually one of my favorite street artists, created the artwork, but he copied the image from a photograph of Obama that he, quote, found on the internet, but it was owned by an independent photographer from the Associated Press. In court, the ruling was that the Hope artwork infringed on the copyright of the original photograph. The original owner of the photograph now participates in all money that's earned by the rights to that image. This is also the one case where I'll actually mention fair use, because Shepard Fairey actually tried to make the argument that his work here was transformative, but the court didn't buy it. In fact, he almost went to jail for it. The upshot
What
of
the
this whole
fuck?
thing is that in
I wanna go-
theory,
I
if
wanna put
illegal
some- I
funding
wanna send someone to
would
jail
have
for
happened
that.
in Scott's case, it could have very easily landed both parties in court, and it would have actually been pretty hard for Scott to win. Luckily, none of that happened. And I think a lot of that is because Scott holds himself to a higher standard and wouldn't have wanted to do a disservice to his fans. As he said in his apology, quote, "The only thing I care about is doing right by this community." Good on you, man. But there is another compelling reason for Scott to take that teaser down. Money. You see, the other big complicating factor in all of this isn't whether someone is really infringing on their copyright, but whether they're actually making money while doing the infringing. In the United States, criminal copyright laws prohibit you from actually using someone else's intellectual property for your own financial gain. This means that when you post your fan art online, you're not going to face any criminal liability. Fan artists, you are good to go. Sketchy nerd t-shirt companies that are selling unlicensed Nintendo merch, though, you might not be so safe.
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence.
Likewise, if you're selling your own posters of your
That one
fan art
looks
images,
good.
well,
That's a
that
good
can land you
image.
in
That's a
some
good
legal
fan
hot
art.
water as well. And I know that this is the most sensitive subject around fan art because of all the commission that artists earn by doing fan art made to order.
It looks
for other
depressed,
members of their
but it's
fan
still
community.
really good.
I'm not condemning anyone. I'm not passing any sort of judgment on anyone else's online business.
This has been a really good
Someone
video
who
so
uses
far.
a
I
lot
actually
of
enjoy this a
online
lot.
Images of other people's IP. I'm kind of digging my own grave here as well. This whole topic just makes me uncomfortable. Especially since that's still not the end of this whole story. There's still only a select couple of ways that you could actually be sued, even if you did commercialize your fan art. The company would need to show in court that your art had damaged their company in some way. Using the naughty Overwatch picture example again.
Oh boy.
If Blizzard took the fan artist's court, they would need to prove that somehow this adult-only content had damaged their brand in some way. In their case, Blizzard is trying to market their Overwatch as a...
Oh no, okay. What Matpat's saying is right, obviously. No, I'm not denying that. Like, obviously, yeah, if he's right about if it does damage to the reputation of the company or whatever, then yeah, obviously. Like, Matpat's right. I was just saying no because, like, there's no way porn ruins a fucking reputation of a fucking video game.
Family-friendly experience for all players ages 13 and over. And so the brand may actually get hurt if the first thing that comes up when mom starts Googling Orisa is a bunch of this. Very family-unfriendly images. How much, though? It's actually hard to tell. Well, it seems
there's
like
porn of
case,
SpongeBob, dude.
It's still really hard to quantify how much their brand would get hurt by stuff like this, which is blurry behind me. For your safety, I swear.
Your safety is my primary concern.
And that's a pretty clear-cut case here. In most instances, fan art doesn't compete with the official images from the game. So
these all look pretty good, even the helpy one.
The fan artist. Well, it means that you probably don't have to worry about getting sued. And even if you are getting close to getting sued, you're probably going to know that you're doing something wrong long before anything happens. Like in 2015, the Pokemon Company went after a cafe that ran a Pokemon party unofficially at PAX that promoted itself using Pikachu posters and charged an entry fee. Or, in another case, a woman was threatened legal action from 20th Century Fox because she was selling a Firefly-themed hat on her Etsy store. So, long story short, just don't charge admission to your next Pokemon-themed birthday party and leave the Firefly apparel for Hot Topic. But to bring it all the way back around to FNAF one last time, while Scott doesn't stand to gain a whole lot by suing his fans over their creations, he does stand to lose a whole lot if he uses a fan-made model in the box art for a VR game that is for profit and could potentially make millions of dollars. See, if he kept those fan models in his box art, it would, in theory, open him up to a much bigger legal problem where he might have to pay thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars in royalties simply for using those two pieces of artwork. So, Scott's decision to take down the teaser image was certainly the right thing to do from a moral perspective, but it's also the correct thing to do from a business perspective. I mean, don't get me wrong, Scott is all about giving back to the FNAF community, but maybe he's not interested in giving that much back. But hey,
that's just
a theory.
The theory.
Certainly not legal advice. Consider this your official legal disclaimer that I am not a lawyer, even though we talked to a lot of lawyers for this episode. And if you get yourself into hot water for making or distributing fan art, you can use this video as an interesting talking piece with your legal counsel, but don't assume that I, Matpat, will be standing up for you in court as your legal defense. Here, watch this YouTube video about FNAF fan art now.
Your Honor, Matpat is on my side when it comes to me stealing a fan art.
Not really gonna work. Okay? Okay. Keep
I'm Freddy,
And remember, remember that
I love
is
that
just
video.
a theory. A game theory.
A gay theory.
Thanks for watching.
Alright, that's it. Alright, so yeah. That was a really good video. I actually enjoyed that a lot. That was pretty fucking good. Alright, we're gonna watch one more and then we'll watch one more and then on the stream is we try to do 4 videos per stream. And the next one, stupid ad. June 8th, 2022. So this is post release of Help Wanted 1. So we're getting into Help Wanted 1 shit. Oh boy. So yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to the chat real quick before I continue on. But that was a really good video. It was interesting. I was invested the whole time. Learned some new shit, actually. Pretty good. Tyler, I'm filing a copyright report on you for making art of my Water Pumpkin character in the Tyler Podcast Redux, and that was actually a /J. And if anything, some porn improves the reputation of a brand. I heard old rumors about SMG4 getting into issues with Nintendo because it's a channel that uses parody versions of Mario characters. Well, yeah, because sometimes they use the Mario characters in like very interesting ways. I will say. All right. So did SML. Yeah, same with SML. The SML was like a worst case, dude. Anyway. Game theory. FNAF. You were meant to lose. FNAF VR Help Wanted. I recognize that music. We're in the new era of FNAF. Oh boy.
It's back.
It's back.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Gay
a show
theory.
that clearly doesn't understand the meaning of the word final.
Yeah, no.
That is the end. Left
Nope.
theory after that is end. The end. Final FNAF theory.
No.
But can you really blame me? These games have confirmed endings in FNAFs 3, 4, 6, and Ultimate Custom 9.
Final
Dr.
chapter.
Strange saw 4 different endings, and Scott Cawthon was like, "I'll take them all." Beginning to think FNAF World's inclusion of FNAF 57 Freddy in Space was less of a joke and more of a preview of coming attractions. So
Oh,
anyway,
shit.
it's back. Call it whatever you like. FNAF 7,
April 1st,
FNAF
2020.
VR, Help Wanted, Matpat Insanity Simulator. But after a year of detoxing, Five Nights at Freddy's is back with a new official game in the series, and it's, more so than any other installment, feels like an inflection point. A game that is simultaneously looking back to pay tribute to where these games began, as well as a game that's looking forward to lay the groundwork for where this franchise is headed. This isn't just some quick VR cash grab for the series, this is a pivotal game in the canon that closes the book on the old lore and also launches us into FNAF, the next generation. It seems to answer some
Before the days of security breach. Right before.
and tone for what's to come. And there is a lot to unpack here. This is, without question, the meatiest game in the FNAF library. Which is
Meatiest.
impressive because it's still a VR title. So let's not waste any time and get started with the basics. Now, in case you don't have a VR headset, I've actually played through the entire game on GT Live, so you can check out all the highlights. No! No! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did we do it? And lowlights of my playthrough over there. Hello, boys and girls. Come
What the fuck?
with me, wayward souls. We've got vengeance to strike. But let me quickly take you through what you need to know for today's theory. In Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, we're playing as a beta tester for a new Freddy game. As we're told in the opening cinematic,
we know that Fazbear Entertainment has developed something of a bad reputation over the last few decades. While it's true that some stories associated with our name were loosely based on actual events, the majority of them were total fabrications from the mind of a complete...
That Freddy render is just so weird.
Yes, that picture is really Scott Cawthon
Yes.
canonically inserting himself into this game. That is a discussion for another episode, my friends, because it throws all sorts of weird monkey wrenches into the lore, but we'll get to that later. So according to the intro, Scott's Games gave Fazbear Entertainment a bad name, and the point of this Freddy Fazbear virtual experience then is to poke fun of their past, clear their name, and ultimately rebuild the brand. Seems simple enough, right? Play through some loving recreations of past games as well as some new mini-games, and that's it. Job complete. A new generation of Faz fans fall in love with all these new characters and add to Scott Cawthon's growing pile of money.
Don't forget the perfect for birthdays.
Speaking of merch,
I hate that shirt. I hate that shirt. I own that shirt. I hate it. I hate how Bonnie looks on it.
Heck, probably even more perfect for birthdays, Scott. And wouldn't you know it, we just released a bunch of new items for you. Can't sleep at night because you got creepy animatronics hanging out in your closet.
Converse. I love Converse.
Color-changing game theory light. About your dressed boys, pride t-shirt, Benedict, all limited
Eggs Benedict.
to take a lot. We put into each and every one of our... They're gone. They're gone. If you're a fan of these channels and all the hard work that we put into each and every one of our videos, and I hope that you can see it. These videos do take a lot of time and effort to put together. Not only are you showing up, just support and like you understand the lore.
Alright.
You actually understand the lore of these games. With that being said, show off to the world that you actually understand the lore of these games, or pretend like you understand the lore of these games by nabbing yourself some new theory where link is right up here, or
You've never
on the top line of the
You've never heard of SML ever? That's a first. Damn, just look up Jeffy, then you'll probably know you'll probably know.
description. Now with that out of the way, back to VR. Playing through the game, it is legitimately impressive. Pretty much everyone here is recreated in a stunning 3D environment. Bonnie, Baby, Funtime Freddy the Puppet, heck, even Easter egg appearances by Mini Renas and Lolbit. Characters that most of you watching this probably haven't even heard of before because you have much better things to do with your brain space than I do. Practically everyone is here in this game, except for one important omission. Golden Freddy.
Golden
I mean,
Fred.
Laura isn't around either, but you know, I said important. Right? I mean,
Oh god, that hurt.
the perfect recreations of the first 3 installments of the series. You don't just forget about one of the most important characters to the lore of these games. Well, that's because it isn't some careless oversight. Golden Freddy isn't here for a reason. It's our first clue that this game isn't just a joke and is a canonical entry. Specifically, it tells us where it falls in line with everything else that we've played through. Golden Freddy isn't here.
See, then you've heard of
She's
it then.
hanging out in HE double Chica arms with William Afton. Think back to the end of Ultimate Custom Night and
Then
our
you've heard
previous
of it.
theories. By tracking the voice lines used throughout the game over screens, we were able to piece together that we're playing as William Afton in that game, child killer extraordinaire, and that the whole game was him trapped in heck to atone for his sins. And the thing that was keeping him there was the one he should not have killed, a girl named Cassidy, the spirit who had an axe to grind, possessing the Golden Freddy suit. The reason Golden Freddy isn't in FNAF VR is because the spirit is down there tormenting Willie A forever, from here until the end of the series. That's why the ultimate ending of Custom Night was Golden Freddy twitching off into the darkness. Cassidy never gives up her soul, no matter what Old Man Consequences said. Further cementing that Help Wanted is now at the end of the FNAF timeline is this miserable little creature right here, the Scrap Baby plush. Because why wouldn't you want to cuddle with something that rips in half and eats children alive? Let me remind everyone who doesn't have an encyclopedic index of all 60-plus animatronics that have graced the screen in this franchise, that Scrap Baby is the homeless hobo version of the old baby after escaping sister location, and who was voted out of the Ennard tribe.
Ennard has spoken.
FNAF 5 and 6. Her only on-screen appearance is in FNAF 6, so the fact that a reference to her exists in this game at all means that it must come after her expulsion from Ennard, sometime definitely after FNAF 5, but again, with Golden Freddy missing, it seems to secure it after everything's burned down and closed. So we have ourselves a company that's trying to rebuild its reputation after a series of tragic events. Seems pretty simple, right? Of course not. This is a FNAF game. You know that the story is never going to be that obvious. Hidden throughout the game are cassette tapes that, when collected, unleash a new monster into the hallways of this pizzeria. What the game's files refer to as Glitch Trap. A yellow bunny with purple eyes. Yellow bunny with purple eyes, you say? I think I might know where this is headed. As more and more tapes, this glitch rabbit comes closer and closer, becoming more and more fully formed. Beat all the minigames, and you unlock the final challenge, Pizza Party. A nightmarish fever dream that mashes together every location that you just played through. Waiting for you at the end of this horrific maze is the single scariest moment from the entire franchise. And I can't emphasize that enough. It is literally chilling. What you learn is that you, 7-year-old, have been lured to the back room of Freddy's. And what awaits you is your pizza party, complete with your favorite flavor of cake, all your best animatronic friends, and then Glitch Trap calls you to follow it. The music fades. Suddenly you're on stage. You're holding Freddy's...
This ending still creeps me out to this day.
You've been stuffed. You are now a missing child, watching as your killer dances gleefully to the song that you're being forced to stand up on stage and sing. This isn't just a spoopy jump scare of some goofy character. This is real horror. So it definitely
Yeah, it is, and I applaud this game for that.
over here is William Afton. I mean, sure.
Pedo hair. Wait, hold on.
It seems like this new character, pedo hair, over.
I didn't expect Matpat of all people to make that joke because he tries to like keep himself like clean on his channel. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he is kind of a pedo hair.
William Afton. I mean, sure, the suit isn't as bulky as a Springlock suit, but
This attraction is great.
Yellow bunny persona, check. Association with the color purple, check. Enjoys children's pizza parties, just a wee bit too much. Big old check again. Then again, to call this character William would be missing a huge chunk of this game's story. This isn't William. Like I said, he's trapped in eternal torment with Cassidy, listening to Barney the hippo over here tell his life story.
My bread was always fresh on Tuesday. They make sourdough bread on Monday, Wednesday. What was I saying?
No, to understand who, or better put,
I love
what
that.
this thing actually is, we need to examine the tapes that summon Glitch Trap here in the first place. Scattered throughout the various minigames are 16 glitching cassettes left behind by a former game dev, Tape Girl, which, when put together, tell the story of a failing game company, a bit of malicious code, and some very stabby office supplies.
Barney the hippo.
The story of another beta tester who was in our
Barney was a dinosaur.
position before us named Jeremy, making this the third time that the name Jeremy has appeared in these games, with the first being FNAF 2's Night Guard, and then again on the gravestones in FNAF 6. Coincidence?
I think not.
The first tape immediately makes it clear we're not picking these up in chronological order.
There are more. They may not be in order.
Which leaves us the task of shuffling them into some modicum of sense in order to put the story together of what really happened while this game, the game we're supposedly playing now in its final form, was in development. Going through the tapes, I've done the shuffling for you, and I think I've come up with the most cohesive narrative based on the evidence and what Tape Girl actually says. She begins by telling us that the game's then playtester Jeremy has been complaining to his manager Dale about nightmares. Except he's not explaining them like they're nightmares, he's talking about them like they're real.
He wasn't talking about it like someone telling a friend about his dreams, though. He was pale. He doesn't even jump anymore. He just stands there like he's talking to someone.
Pale? Doesn't react to scares? Talking to themselves? Sounds to me like he's going crazy. Either that or he's just a FNAF YouTuber. Hashtag relatable, am I right? The game he's working on is this one, Freddy Fazbear's Virtual Experience, which includes some code that was inherited from Fazbear Entertainment. Scanned off some old hard drives to save him time and money.
It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. It seemed to take hold by itself. But then, he started appearing. At least that's what Jeremy said.
Manager Dale doesn't seem to take Jeremy's warning seriously, however, and instead he starts documenting all of Jeremy's behavior in preparation to fire him.
You can always tell when a company is getting ready to fire someone. The thing about it is, that I don't think they were going to fire him because of anything he was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something.
These
This
tapes,
confirms
man.
for us one major detail, that the scariest thing in the FNAF universe is crunch time. Working long hours until you're driven crazy and then fired at the end? Man, it's just like the real-life games industry.
Oh, yeah.
These games just get more and more realistic. So Jeremy is...
I thought they were meant to be escapism.
Flash forward to tape 6, where Tape Girl talks about coming in early one morning to see the supply room lit and Jeremy in the darkened testing room. It's a short tape, but it's an important one, because it sets us up for tape number 9, when we learn that what she saw looked like a Halloween mask laying on the ground and a bunch of ink both on Jeremy and scattered
Bendy
on
and the ink
floor.
machine.
That's not ink. That's no mask. The ink is Jeremy's blood, and the mask is actually Jeremy's face, which he presumably sliced off his own body using the aptly named guillotine paper cutter. We know this to be true thanks to tape number 4, where we hear Tape Girl say that the cutter comes from the supply room and that Jeremy expressly knew where it was.
I didn't even know we had one in the supply room. I was always
That's another Jeremy in the series dead.
It seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there.
And for as extreme as this sounds, we know that he sliced off his face due to all these seemingly minute details about how his face was obscured that morning.
I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head.
Anyone else getting some bizarre Bite of 87 vibes from this story? No? Is it just me? Huh. So Jeremy eventually dies from his injuries. After Jeremy's death, things start getting even weirder, which is a relative statement considering that this is the FNAF franchise we're talking about. Tape Girl overhears a conversation about a lawsuit in the aftermath of Jeremy's death, which
And they're
makes
gonna
perfect
sue.
sense given that he died a horrific death on the job. In response, the company starts taking some serious steps to cover their tracks, namely to sell off the game and destroy evidence that could incriminate him. In the meantime, Tape Girl takes over Jeremy's role as playtester, and all we can hope is that she really cleaned that VR headset before she put that thing back on. She has 3 days to playtest the game. Across her audio logs, we learn that in that time, she sees Glitch Trap for the first time and comes to learn that he's attached himself to her audio logs. She tries to delete them, but can't. So instead of deleting them, she fragments and disperses them into the 16 small pieces we've been collecting throughout our playthrough, warning us that they shouldn't be reunited at any cost.
Hide all traces of these logs that I've created. I fear that finding them and reassembling them will also reassemble the very thing I've tried so desperately to destroy.
Whoops! Probably shouldn't have hidden that
Whoopsie.
info on tape 15 of 16. After that, though, she seems to backtrack on her story, saying that in fact the entity in the game can be killed, and that to do so we should reassemble.
Mr. Hippo's a hippo from our agony.
Anyway, so might as well see what we can do. Glitch Trap
I
attacks
get
us
it.
once we
I get
have
it.
16
I get the
tapes,
joke.
and if we don't respond in time, we trade places with him. For a brief second, we see through his eyes back down at the console that we were just operating. Our consciousness has truly melded with his, just like the voiceover warned about at the top of the game.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for accidental digital consciousness transference.
So that's a bad ending. But if we do
Yeah, that is
manage
bad.
to properly follow Tape Girl's instructions as he's trying to mind meld with us, well, he still seems like he escapes. Or at the very least, he definitely doesn't die. This should have been like some Mr. Smith in the Matrix moment where all his code disintegrates or something. But instead, we're trapped on one side of a door in the game. A bloody, hand-printed door with scratch marks clearly showing people stuck in here desperately trying to escape. And we see Glitch Trap practically skipping off into the darkness. This doesn't seem like the ending we should be getting for putting all the pieces of the tape together and following all the tape maker's instructions. That would basically mean that FNAF VR has 3 losing scenarios here. Getting stuffed at the end of the pizza party, transferring consciousness on the home screen, and getting locked behind the door if you choose to follow Tape Girl's instructions. That can't be right. Can it? Well, maybe it is. Maybe that's the point of the game. Maybe we are destined to lose no matter what we do here. I mean, think about it. The canon ending of Sister Location was a bad ending, with Michael getting scooped. The canon ending of FNAF 4 was a bad ending, with the crying child getting bitten. In FNAF 6, you and literally everyone else burned to death. I mean, it's considered a victory, but you're still dead. Now, let's
You
look
still
closer
dead,
at the
mate.
rest of the audio logs. There is something clearly wrong in them. The tapes start out just fine. They follow her story in a pretty logical way, and we know she's a real person in the real world because she's observing things from outside the game's testing room. Things like Jeremy complaining to management and the stuff that's present in the supply room. But then, upon closer inspection, you start noticing some strange anomalies. For instance, we have two tapes that both start with her introducing
That's
who
very
she
gay.
is. A hi or a hello followed by you don't know me or can you hear me, which is our first hint that something's a bit off. The same person is making these tapes the whole time for the same audience. So why introduce herself to us twice in both tape 1 and tape 15? Why would one end with her saying,
Now I fear that those logs are being used as a Trojan horse. If you're unable to abandon development, hide all traces of these logs that I've created.
basically telling us to hide the logs, but then also say this?
There are more. They may not be in order.
Basically inviting us to put them all together. Weirder still is the fact that the last file suddenly does this major about face relative to all the previous logs, where suddenly she says out of nowhere, oh yeah, there is a way to kill Glitch Trap. This is odd on a lot of different levels. The first and most obvious being, if these instructions really do work and she's so sure about it, why didn't she follow them? If this method was actually effective and she knew it was effective, Glitch Trap wouldn't be in the game anymore. Because
Yeah.
she would have followed her own advice and wiped him out. How would she even know that this system works? The answer is, it clearly doesn't. Or at least it doesn't do what she says it's gonna do. That's because she's not trying to get you to kill off the entity in the code. She's trying to get you to release it. While we don't have every piece of the puzzle in this story, here's what I think actually happened with all these audio tapes. The tape maker starts out genuinely making these logs to document the weird stuff that's happening in the game studio. The stuff with Jeremy really happens. She really sees Glitch Trap in the game, but on her last day of playtesting, she tries to delete the files and fails. Instead of killing Glitch Trap, she undergoes a digital consciousness transfer, just like we do in one of the 3 bad endings, trapping her in the game and releasing Glitch Trap, presumably
Trapped
in her
moment.
own body, or just releasing him into the real world. Both of which are possibilities that the game explicitly warns us about in the opening sequence.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for accidental digital consciousness transference, real-world manifestations of digital characters.
That, my friends, is why you always have to read the disclaimer. From inside the game,
Yeah, you
she's
read
now
the
stuck
contract
with her
before you
only
sign
hope
it.
for a human being to go through the same process she just went through from the other side. She creates a new log, starting over by saying,
Hello? Can you hear me?
which in reality is saying, hello, can you hear me in here? Since she's now making the log from inside the game. She tries to create a new story that encourages a future developer to piece the logs back together, and then seeds one final log out there to tease the idea that a future developer can solve the problem by killing off Glitch Trap using her log assembly method. It's smartly constructed, because she's counting on future developers having the same curiosity and determination she did. She even mentions this in one of her earlier logs, tape 3, that when Jeremy had told the developers that something was wrong,
But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it.
we do exactly the same thing, finding what's wrong and following the instructions on how to fix it, only to find ourselves on the wrong side of the door covered in handprints, where presumably lots of other people have been there before us. Glitch Trap, or whoever is in the body of Glitch Trap at this point, perhaps Tape Girl herself, disappears into the darkness and takes over our body on the outside. And now it's our turn to wait for the next beta tester to come in, follow the tapes, and hand over their consciousness to us. Now, that last bit there is speculation based on the oddities in the audio logs and the fact that following her instructions results in seemingly yet another bad ending. But even if all of that about consciousness switching and her being trapped in the game and us taking her place trapped in the game isn't the case, the point is, William's back, just not in a way that any of us expected. What seems undeniable in Help Wanted's story is the fact that his consciousness was preserved in the circuit boards that got scanned to make this game. And now he's here as Glitch Trap.
Yep.
tricking
Nah.
players into letting him escape.
Mimic.
It's no longer
This
the
was
same guy.
this was
He's now an
before we
AI
knew it was the Mimic though, so I don't really mind
and
that
snatching
map
the
has
body
coming
of
up to this
whatever
conclusion.
completionist is determined enough to play through all the elements of the game. In a funny way, it's exactly like the story we've been piecing together for Petscop. It's odd, actually. Maybe they really are one and the same. Both made by Scott. The biggest boring question now in my mind, though, how many
If only.
are out there? Is this just one instance of an AI looking to escape, and now we're the new host body? Or is it somehow able to replicate itself, copying and pasting its code into any mind out there that's playing its little game. Could we
Some
be
mimic
entering
prediction.
A new part of the FNAF franchise with multiple William Aftons, all in completely different bodies. For as cool as
The
that
mimic.
would be, and honestly I think this game could open up that world, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that's why there's such an emphasis in this game on you being a beta tester. It's one instance of corrupted code and you happen to be playing it. And now you're infected by it. In the next generation of FNAF, you, or at least your body with William Afton's code in your head, is the new killer. And so on and so forth until we finally...
Wait, how did he predict that? With Vanny and shit. What the fuck? Didn't he kind of predict Vanny? Just now. What the hell?
Space. But hey,
This is before Curse of Dreadbear. This is, he released this a month after the base game
we should
came out.
probably talk about Jeremy. It's weird that his name is used 3 times. There is no possible way
Yeah, they
that
kinda
that's
did
meant
hint
to
at
be
that,
a
never mind.
coincidence. There's also this random appearance of Shadow Freddy, which I found in my playthrough, which again seems like an odd little detail that's important to account for in the Pizza Party minigame. And the fact that Glitch Trap has 3 toes, just like the footprints that are outside of FNAF 6's house window. There is a lot more here in this game, but I honestly just need more time to think it all through. Rest assured, though, I'll be back.
Rest assured.
Always come back.
That,
Oh,
my friends,
yeah.
is why you should subscribe and ring the bell to make sure that you're notified of all our new uploads, because you can bet I am not done with this new game quite just yet. There is
No.
just so much to unpack.
There's a lot in
Again,
Help
just as a
Wanted.
reminder, we upload new theories every Saturday or Sunday. We've been doing it for years now, so please support the channel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I do really gotta figure out this Jeremy stuff. It's really bothering me. There's something here. There's something here. It's the linchpin in everything that came before. It's weird, man. Also, Scott Cawthon's the villain in his own game. But, again, more on that one next time.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are the 4 videos we were going to watch on stream today. Yeah, I enjoyed myself personally. Had a good time and everything. Yeah, so basically... Let's see if the stream's demonetized. No? Okay. I'm surprised. What the fuck? Anyway. Anyway, in terms of videos coming soon, hard at work on the next Tyler Tales episode. That should be out next month, hopefully in April. I'm working on the next cringe cover. I'm not going to reveal what song it's going to be of yet, though, so stay tuned. I already told you guys on the community tab what's going on with the Tyler Podcast Redux. We're not doing an episode this month because of lack of topics, so we're waiting until April to combine both March and April's topics together. So yeah, and then the FNAF 1 review for the first episode of Fast Retrospective is... I'm trying to aim it to come out this month. So yeah. April Fool's video's finished. Yeah. Yep. And more streams. I might stream tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. I have no school tomorrow, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. The description below is eventually gonna be the chapters for the videos we were watching. As well as that is my Twitter, Instagram, Tyler Extras, Tyler's World, my TikTok. My Discord server will be opening back up soon. So yeah, need to do final changes for that. But yeah, as well. Yeah. Basically it. Tyler Tales movie is hard at work as well. I recently got a new laptop that I've been using to animate Tyler Tales now from now on, or drawing the frames. They look so much better. I cannot wait to show off in the Tyler Dash episode. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next thing I do. Toodles. Bye.